Welcome to Thursday Night Live with Dolphin Seminars. Today I would like to give you some four basic strengths of energy or sources of energy, to be honest. I hope that you are all well in this time. Every one of us is having to cope with the situation. We are all in the same boat, so to speak, and I would like to appeal to you if you have any issues whatsoever, if you're struggling to manage your time, struggling to manage the stress, struggling to manage the time at home, please give me a call, email me, or simply send me a private message here on Facebook, and I will do my best to help you out, either by chatting with you or connecting you with someone who will be able to help you in a better way. The sad thing is that we still have a growth of this virus. It's a great thing that today at 8 o'clock we are all coming out of our houses and giving applause to the amazing NHS staff and the volunteers who are helping in dealing with this situation. And obviously, if you can stay home, please do stay home, because that way we are able to kill that virus much quicker than it is happening at the moment. So, let me start with the discussion on the energy sources. I know it is hard when we are at home. It is hard to get up and at the usual time before we go to work, and it's very difficult to dress up just like if we would be going out. So we tend to stay in our pajamas, and we tend to stay in bed longer. We hardly go out for a walk or do any exercise. But this is the time where we can do lots of things which we have got no time to do in other circumstances in our normal everyday life. Staying with the family, learning something. There is plenty of online courses, online resources that are currently given away or charged much less than they normally would be. So there is so many opportunities. Hello, lovely to see you, Edita, and everyone else who is watching with you. And we need to have time with our children, because our children are also having to deal with not seeing their friends. They are learning remotely, so they need a little bit more attention than normally. But the key thing for us, for everyone, is to be able to keep our mind fully aware and fully functionable. And a guy called Tony Schwartz, who is a specialist from managing energy, he said that there is four areas where the energy is absolutely necessary. And there are four basic forms of energy. The first one is a physical energy. The second one is mental energy. The third one is emotional, and the fourth one is spiritual. So let me start a little bit with a physical energy. So the first thing that we must remember is that we really need to feed our body with the right type of food, because there is a saying that you are what you eat, and I fully agree with it. So our diet is extremely important. And I know we've had a period of 2 weeks where it was very difficult to buy food. It is a little bit better now, and hopefully it will get back to normal very quickly. But the important thing is that many people are used to eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then nothing in between. It is vital that every one of us eat every about 3 to 4 hours, and you need to be able to know what ingredients you're putting together and what type of food is suitable for your body. Whenever possible, try to get as much vitamin D as possible. So if there is a sunny day, make sure that you stay outside and enjoy the sunshine for a couple of hours to be able to get as much as possible of the vitamin D. And remember to keep, as they say, your glass always full. So you need to be able to drink liquids. You need to be able to make sure that your body is really having enough fluids, particularly when the warm days are, and make sure that you drink at least 1.5 liter of water every day. And in order for the water to be retained in your body, may I suggest that you put just a little drop of salt into your glass or your bottle, and then drink it. That way the water will be staying in your body. The other thing is that lots of people, in fact people, love to drink coffee in the morning and drink coffee. I'm not although drink coffee, because that is so important. Coffee is actually drying your body out, your internal system out. So be sure that you drink as little coffee as possible. You need to be active. And why I'm saying that is that sitting at home, particularly now, is very difficult. So if you can, at 9 a.m. in the morning, there is a live YouTube video, exercise with Joe. Brilliant half an hour exercise, very simple but energetic and really useful for everyone. So if you cannot go out and run, cannot go out on a bicycle, cannot go out walking, do that exercise with Joe at 9 a.m. via YouTube, and you will be feeling so much better, because even 10 minutes brisk walk in the morning or later in the afternoon really get lots of oxygen into your brain, and your brain functions much better, and at the same time your body functions much better. Activity is very important. Even if you have limited space in your house and you cannot do exercise, you can do breathing exercises. And the very simple breathing exercise is, if you can just stand up, put your feet slightly apart, uh, let your hands down alongside your body, and just take a slow breathing. So when you breathe in through your nose and count to 7, then hold to 7, and then release, counting to 7, and then hold again counting to 7. And if you can do that 7 times, that will really, really put oxygen into your brain. Because again, not many people may know that, but breathing should be done consciously. We breathe automatically and we don't often breathe correctly, so we are not really feeding our body with enough proper oxygen. And another thing is, if you are sitting at home and working from your PC or your laptop, could you please remember that you need to take a break from it? So normally, and according to the scientists, you should be able to sit maximum 25 minutes focusing on what you do, and then you need to take at least 2-minute break. Tony Schwartz is suggesting to have some 15 minutes break twice a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and 45 minutes lunch break. My suggestion is to do it more often. Why? Because if your body tends to hold water, then your legs will be swelling, and obviously your body function is not going to be good. So getting up just for 2 minutes, just make a round to the kitchen and replenish your glass of water, or maybe make a cup of tea or whatever, that will really, really help you to not just focus on your work better, but also to stay healthier. And something else which we don't do in United Kingdom, but the Spanish and the people around the Mediterranean Sea do, they sleep during the day. So take a nap for 15 to 20 minutes and it will do wonder for you. Even if you are just doing it on the sofa, that's fine. But if you can do it lying down for 15-20 minutes, it will really make you feel better. And I am telling you that from my own experience. When I used to work nights, sometimes I was so tired during the day that even 10 minutes with my eyes closed made a world of difference. So please take that on board and make sure that you sleep during the day for that short period of time. Also in the evening, if you can get to bed before 10:30 p.m., that will be amazing, because you will be able to really have a proper rest, and the next day you will be much more energized. So our next energy base is our mental energy. Why it is so important? Because, to be honest with you, everything starts in our brain. Our brain is the control system of our body. So if our brain functions properly, our body will function with it. If our brain doesn't function properly, our body will not function with it. So we need to be able to feed our mind with the right food. And that means that we need to be able to focus on what we are doing. We need to be able to focus on one thing rather than multitasking, because multitasking is really damaging to our brain, and this has been proven in the last couple of years by scientists in at least 3 universities around the world. So ensure that you need to be able to make sure that you spread your duties and do one at a time, because overloading our brain with different things at the same time is more damaging than anything else. So Schwartz has actually proven that multitasking is actually creating a huge loss of energy, And basically, even sometimes we can lose more time by not having enough energy than anything else. Healthy brain helps us to focus on what we are doing. Uh, it provides us with better results of our uh, activity. And for instance, if you are working from home and you have a tendency to check your email every 5 minutes, don't do that. Allocate yourself a time. Most uh, successful people tend to check email first thing in the morning and then they forget for the rest of the day. So make sure that you allocate yourself time when you make your daily to-do list. Allocate the time for checking your email. You don't need to worry that you might overlook something with your emails, because if someone is really desperate to get in touch with you, they will either call you or they will simply send you another email asking if you had this previous one. So don't worry about that. The key thing is that you are maximizing your ability of healthy working and healthy mind. The other important thing about our mind is to have a chat with your own self. Be able to spend time having chat with your own inner self. We don't do that enough, and that creates quite a lot of anxiety, quite a lot of anger and upset, because we don't really talk to each other, to ourselves, and we are not getting the answers that we are seeking. You've got to remember that all the answers are within you. The only thing you need to do is to make sure that you know how to get those answers out. So in order to really think and contemplate on your task or on your plans, on your goals, you need that quiet time with yourself where you can contemplate, where you can really discuss with yourself, meditate or visualize. You need that time, and the best time for it is at 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's where your brain is absolutely magnetic and it really draws a lot of information to itself at that time of the day. I know you will say, "Who, she must be mad. She's not getting at 4 o'clock." What I usually do is I wake up at 4 o'clock and then I just meditate and visualize, and then I will get up at 5:30, depend how long it will take me, and then carry on with the rest of my daily routine, daily tasks. So it is important, and please remember that feeding your brain with the right information is absolutely vital. So instead of watching the news, watch a positive video on YouTube or Netflix, uh, or have a read a fantastic book. And I have a long list of very interesting books on our group Dolphin Global Network. You're welcome to go there and download it. In fact, I am updating it every day. There will be another probably 40, 50 very interesting books for you to choose from. Um, this is what you need. If you can update your skills, please look at the internet and you will be able to find some free courses. You will be able to find some greatly reduced courses to improve your skills, because we are now in winter, so we need to get our skills upgraded, our knowledge upgraded, and be able to prepare ourselves for the times when we get back and come out of our houses, get back to normality, and it will be much better for us. We will be much more positive and much more healthy for it. The next one is our emotions. We are already hearing that emotionally people having very hard time. We are hearing that there is a little bit more home violence, there is a little bit more arguments, people are really walking up the walls, and so on and so on. But we don't have to do that. What this time is about loving each other, is about respecting each other, is about accepting each other, and it is about creating and building relations between ourselves. This is the time where we can do that, because for many, many years we have not been able to do that, because we have been constantly taken apart from each other. We don't know what it means to sit down at a dinner table as a family. We don't know what it is to sit down at a table and discuss something as a family. We don't know what it is to sit down and play a game, or read something, or discuss something that we have just read or watched. Um, we need to restart this, because there is nothing better than working as a team within the family, working as a team at work, and so on. So emotions are there for us to control them. We need to be able to understand that emotions are a key part of our activity. So if we are angry, if we are upset, if we are having a grudge against someone, these emotions are taking our energy away. They are just energy thieves. So be careful. Remember that positive energies such as love, such as excitement, such as happiness are actually motivating you to take action. They are very positively mobilizing. They are absolutely necessary to get you through the day. So please do make sure that you control your emotions. Um, you've got to be mindful, and in order to be mindful you need peace, you need tranquility, you need um, calm and loving atmosphere in your house. And if you have a garden, you can go out to the garden and meditate or exercise, whatever. But if you cannot go out even on the balcony, then obviously that mindfulness need to find its way to you, perhaps early in the morning, or very late at night, but preferably very early in the morning. You need to accept that emotions are your basic battery for energizing yourself and get you to do your um, tasks, daily tasks properly. You need to also be able to express your feelings. Don't bottle them, because bottling your feelings are not going to do any good. In fact, they're going to make you to either explode um, physically, or it will show up in some way through in your body. So again, it's really, really important that you control your emotions and make sure that you stay positive, that you are looking forward, that you are happy, that you are smiling, that you are really, really happy, and just enjoy every single day, because that's the way it is, and you don't know when we're going to be in situation like that again, and I hope we will not be ever again in that. So the calm and cool attitude is very, very important, particularly at this time. If you are a parent, if you are living with a partner, you need to be the example for them, for your children, for yourself, and for your partners. This is so important. And let me give you some examples of emotions. There is a Russian scientist who have created a list of emotions. So basically, calm, happiness, excitement, love, optimism, um, being inquisitive, expectations, um, being trustworthy, agreeable, um, admiring. Um, I was giving you just some of the positive emotions, and at this time, I'm not going to go into the negative emotions because we have plenty of them and we don't want to deepen them more. So let's move on to the last pillar of where our energy is coming from, and that is spiritual development, our spiritual self. Okay, so in order to get energy and strength from our spiritual side, we need to basically recognize that spiritualism within ourselves, because that will help us to be far more positive, understanding, tolerable, etc., etc. We need to remember about our values and abide by those values, because that is also our personal brand. We need to know who we are. So ask yourself a question: who am I? Okay, and listen to your inner self to get the answers. And the next one is, ask yourself a question: what is it that I really want to achieve? You need to be able to work on your interpersonal skills, because this is the time where we are being put into a situation where we have to be with somebody, living with children, family, partner, friends. We are stuck in our four walls and we are forced to build relations with each other. So let's make sure that we build positive relations, relations that will last for many, many years to come. And in order to do that, we need to be able to develop the interpersonal skills. And how to do it? Some of you may be already doing it by attending networking events. If you are in business, you most probably are attending networking events. If you are a student, I'm sure that this is one of the points in your curriculum. And children are the best really in creating relations, because they are open, they are really uh, outgoing with wanting to speak to other children and interchange information and so on and so on. So there is plenty of opportunities for us to do things that we have never done before. And if you wish to learn more about any of those basics, I am very happy to talk to you or exchange email with you. Please have a look at the contact details on our page. Don't hesitate, because I will be only too happy to help you out. And if you have any difficulties at all, contact me and I will do my best to help you. Thank you for staying with us today. I hope that you've had some interesting points to take away from this, and I look forward to see you on our next live, which will be on Thursday next week. That is Thursday just before Good Friday. In fact, it seems like we have a Sunday every day at the moment. So I hope you're enjoying this evening, and I wish you a fantastic week ahead. Hopefully, it will be a week where we can come out of our houses. Let's hope for that. And please remember to come out today at 8 o'clock, and a huge hand to our NHS staff and volunteers. And I believe tomorrow at 8:30 is a candle in the window action, so please take part in this. I bid you good night, and I look forward to see you next week. Thank you. Bye.